Their heads high, they don't despair, facing sunlight, freshened air, mimicking her so strong and old. In their petals, her tails unfold. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another journey. This morning, we're going to create a daffodil. What better way to celebrate spring around the corner? I was actually inspired to create this piece by Kathleen Harriman, and we'll talk a little bit about that as we continue. I've prepped my 20 by 24 by 1.5 deep gallery canvas, and I've placed green, just a very light green, and then a soft white, and both have been mixed with water. I want to blow out some of the bubbles or torch out some of the bubbles. How's everyone doing this morning, afternoon, and evening? It's glorious sun today, celebrating the sunflower. There's something just very beautiful and soothing about a sunflower. And some of them grow to be 6, 7 feet tall and quite pretty. Kathleen Harriman wrote a few books, and this one I was actually inspired to create from a story I read, one of her books, and I've read a few, The Other Side of the Looking Glass, and it's a psychological thriller. And the beginning or part of what I picked up from there, as quoted in that novel, is closing my eyes, I demand that my brain starts its cognitive processing. My demand falls into a black hole of nothingness. Not giving up, I decide to think about sunflowers. So I want to attempt another blowout this morning, just a little bit different twist on the sunflower, but using Art Supply Sunflower Iridescent color. I'll also be using Chocolate Metallic by Deco Art, a little bit of 24 karat gold by Deco Art as well. Be using a white. It is satin enamel that has been mixed with GAC 800 and oil and water. And then I'll also be using a touch of Iconst, which is a deep brown color as well. And I wanted to see the interplay, the green, that earthiness that you see in the sunflower, and then as it moves into that white background, sort of reminiscent of a winter snow, and you can see some of the cells already starting to generate here. I apologize for the glare, but I'm working on trying to get better situated with my studio, as it were. So I want to pay homage to and just explore this idea of sunflower and the character in The Other Side of the Looking Glass. Kate is married to, we discover, a rather controlling man, and she finds herself waking up after 2 hours of being unconscious and really has no memory of um, of her life. And she knows, as Liam comes in to visit her and see her and discuss things with the doctor, prognosis and what's going on and so forth, there's an anxiety that she feels whenever he's around. And in her mind, she's like, no, I absolutely, I can't be married to this person. This can't be right. Um, and the book is written from the point of view of each of the characters. So you'll meet Liam and Kate and Jessica and Chrissy, and the story is truly engaging. And so Liam, as he watches Kate, in her altered state, if you will, he's not liking this new Kate who's stubborn and unyielding. And he's like, I'm aware I'm going to need to act on this. And we know that he's taken out a life insurance policy on her. So it kind of goes from there. All right. So what I want to do is actually begin by creating petal pores. And I'm going to begin with the sunflower yellow, and I think I want to begin in the middle, and we'll see where it takes us this morning. Just creating some pores. It is on the thinner side, so I'm hoping this works for the blowout. Going to introduce a touch of that chocolate metallic, just a hint. Going to go in with a little bit of the gold. Bring back some sunflower yellow. I think I'm going to cover this a little bit more. And I'm going to go in with that brown that you find inside of the sunflower. So you wonder, why is Kate refusing to accept that she's married to Liam? And what makes her anxiety kick in? What is it about this man? She can't quite put her finger on it, and she's denying or is in denial when it comes to her situation. And again, she has amnesia, so she's not really remembering, but she knows that there's just an uneasiness and just an aura of evil about him, and she can't quite come to terms with that. Strongly urge you to grab the other side of The Looking Glass by Kathleen Harriman. Excellent, excellent work. I want to just step for a second, and I think I want to go in with the white, and we'll see where it takes us. Kathleen Harriman is a brilliant writer. She's also written, as I said, quite a few other books. My husband is getting breakfast. I apologize for the crunching sound in the background. Okay, so I want to just pour this white on top before we move on. For example, The Promise, which is another one of her works that I've read, has over 1,200 reviews. I mean, if you need any more convincing, check out some of the reviews for that one. And that takes place in Britain in 1939, World War II, and it's Yorkshire, Yorkshire, England. And it's no ordinary story. I want to just pop some of these air bubbles. It's a story of love, courage, and honor. Promises that must be kept, or risk everything that you may hold dear. It is an historical fiction, and I'm really drawn to that. And so it's so timely and accurate, and the dialogue is engaging. Really, really excellent read. So grab The Promise while you grab the other side of the Looking Glass as well. All right, so I want to blow this out, and let's see what happens if we can create our interpretation of the daffodil. I'm going to go in with low setting. Just step up for a second. the yellow seems to have gotten eaten up by the white. So we're going to tweak it and see what else there is in here. Going to discover what is going on and things. Sometimes we go by instinct, like Kate in The Other Side of the Looking Glass by Kathleen Harriman. I want to go in with the yellow again. I'm going to do one here, perhaps a smaller one. And let's see. I think I want to go in with a little bit more of the brown this time. Do a little contrast. Other books that you might want to check out by Kathleen Harriman. As I said, she's written quite a few, aside from the historical fiction and the psychological thriller and The Other Side of the Looking Glass and The Promise, which is her historical fiction piece set in Britain, as I said before, during World War II. Just want to shake this up. It's been sitting for a bit. We get to meet Rosie and we celebrate life and love in The Promise. But as I was saying, the other books, for example, by Kathleen Harriman are When Darkness Falls, Hidden Danger. She has some paranormal young adult romance, like her Vamp Witch series. That's book one, is the Hunted. Angels at War trilogy. That is from the Black Feather. I'm going to go in with a little bit of gold. I'm trying to bring this up while we decide what we're going to do over here. I didn't want to bring as much of the yellow, but we'll see how it goes. Let's see what we can discover from this daffodil. I'm going to introduce a little bit of more of the brown, but I don't want the yellow to disappear. So let's see. I think I want to go in a little bit more with the gold. She has a collection of poetry as well. Grab Life's Echoes by Kathleen Harriman as well. You won't be disappointed. Very talented, award-winning authoress, poet. Gonna go in with a little bit more of the brown, some more of that Art Supply sunflower color that has been mixed with water. Let me just step back, and not quite as big as that one. I think I want to add a little bit more of the yellow and then step back. Someone had commented, I think on one of the videos, that this person was disappointed they did not see the finished product. So what I'll be doing is trying to take images, since I haven't gotten quite proficient yet with creating the videos where I can show you the finished product, and there have been a few. So I'll probably be posting them at the end of the videos and make reference to which of the videos that particular piece had been inspired by. And I hope that you do check that out. Shout out to my new followers, subscribers. Do check in, please. Subscribe to my channel. Do leave some comments on what you would like to see, how I can improve. As I've said before, I am a work in progress, so your input is greatly appreciated. All right, I want to go in with some gold. I think we're just going to do our swipe over this and maybe not add too much of the swipe this time. And let's see, I think I want to pop some bubbles with our torch. And let me just step up for a minute. Oh, I think I want to try something else. I'm liking the wispy effect that's going on here. And again, it's my interpretation of the sunflower. Just bringing in some the sunflower paint to the canvas, inspired again by Kathleen Harriman's novel, The Other Side of the Looking Glass, where Kate has an affinity with the sunflower, but also with a mirror. She's always asking for a mirror. And you wonder what that's about. All right, I want to do something here because it seems to just be yellow, and then go back and just kind of go over this side a little bit. You know what? I think we're going to try this. I'm going to put it in the center. I know the sunflower has that brown speckled with some darker black. So I want to see if we can create I think I want to bring in some gold. Why not? Let's see what happens here. Let's make this sunflower pop just a little bit. Adding a couple of drops of the gold on the inside. I've placed down a 3-inch hoop. I'm going to have a thin chain, ball chain, and I'm going to just try to see if I can swirl some of this. Just by placing my chain along the inner part of that circle. And then I'm going to just lift it up and off the canvas. And let's see. It's actually not bad. All right, let me torch some of those bubbles. I'm really liking the brown in here, and I'm waiting, holding off to see where I want to take that. I do want to move this, but I don't want it to deconstruct. So I'm going to try to break this up just a little bit using that same technique and see how it goes. I'm using the Icons Deep Brown. I'm going to go in with my chain. And this time I think I'm going to just pull a little bit of that yellow and just drag it through. I actually don't mind that. Let me just wipe this up a little bit. I'll probably go back to it and let's do, oops, it would help to take the cap off this morning. I want to, there's some brown in here, wispy effects, cell action going on, as well as some lacing, and I'm liking that. And I'm liking the way this is working out. So I think it is, as it dries, the canvas will continue to absorb some of that paint. So I'm not too worried about what's going on right now. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Oops, I did not mean to do that. I want to bring it through and lift. Yeah, I can see the paint, the brown is already starting to absorb, and that's going to be really nice. It's picking up that inner part, and let's hope that we keep that. All right, I think I want to do that again. And I didn't really want to break up the cell structures and the lacing that's going on here, but maybe if I go around it, it will work out. Let's try it. Why not? Let's explore different things on our sunflower. Again, inspired by Kathleen Harriman's novel, The Other Side of the Looking Glass, my recommended read for today. I did get this microphone. I hope that you can hear me better and that you're not trying to amplify and say, well, this isn't working too well. All right, I'm going to go in again with my little chain. Try to get it to be at one place this time. And bring it through and lift it off. Again, the canvas is starting to take in some of that paint. So I think that brown will become less dominant in some areas. And those imperfections, just like in our sunflower, are quite pretty. All right, I'm going to do one more here. Again, with our little chain. I do have some prepared here that we can use. Sometimes you can just dip the chain in the colors to run it through, but I'm trying this technique hoping that it works out better. Let me just step up and step back. Definitely need to go around and have some sort of demarcation. Again, imperfection, because nothing in nature is perfect, and that's the beauty of it all. All right, I want to focus over here just for a little bit, and I'm seeing that there's a lot of brown going on. So I think for this one, I'm going to bring in some yellow initially, and we'll see how it goes. This I'm really liking, so I don't know if I want to do too much with that, but we'll see. I'm going to try to bring it through the center. Let me get another chain. Bring it down. Try not to touch the canvas or the paint on the canvas, and just bring it through. Oh, that's pretty too. All right. I'm liking that. All right, we're going to do it here. And I'm going to actually take a chance and just here. And I do want to break this up just a little bit, not too much. As I said, I don't want to cover this part up because it's very pretty. Hopefully when I take you in for a close-up, you'll see that effect. And I'm hoping as it dries, it just starts to develop a little bit more. Okay. Wipe this off and get a clean one. And go in here. Oops. Drag it through. That actually did not go where I wanted it to, but I think it will be okay. Okay, I'm going to go through one more time. And this one is a little bit less of the yellow. Just a little. Yes. Let me just step back to see if it's the composition is there. It's different. I think it needs to be a little bit more uniformed. I do need to go right there. I really didn't want to do that because I am loving what's going on here, but sometimes we have to sacrifice and follow through. You'll find a lot of that theme of sacrifice and love and what it means to sacrifice things and give up on dreams for the greater good, perhaps. You'll find that in The Promise by Kathleen Harriman, as well as some other topics that I think you will find very engaging. All right, I want to torch out some bubbles. It's a little bit too much yellow in here, so I think I'm going to try to lift this up, but let me change my gloves so that I don't get paint mingling where I don't want it to from my gloves and transfer it off onto the canvas. So, another pair of gloves. How's everyone doing? Are you enjoying this Thursday? If you're working, it's almost Friday. Hang in there. All right, I'm going to try to lift this. I'm just going to give it a gentle rotation. Let me just step back for a minute. See what's going on. Well, it's creating a focal point right there, but there's just a little too much yellow on this side. And well, let's see what we can do. All right. I'm going to have to touch the canvas up since my my lab coat got hold of that. All right, I think rather than using that circular hoop, we're going to create another flower pattern here, just to kind of bring it out into that one, a little bit more brown. Going to add a little bit of that chocolate, or excuse me, the 24 karat gold. That hint has a really pretty shimmer to it. Going to go in with my chocolate, and it is metallic by Deco Art. putting a little bit of yellow once again, because even though I want it to go more for the brown as I'm blowing it out, I think it might be okay. Let's see, a little bit more brown, and I'm going to bring in my white. Just touch this up here while I'm here so that it doesn't get destroyed. All right, so here we go. On low setting. Oh, that's pretty, actually. And I'm going to bring it off the canvas. It is more brown than you would typically see in a daffodil, obviously. But again, this is my inspiration and what I'm putting down on canvas, inspired by Kathleen Harriman's book, The Other Side of the Looking Glass, where Kate loves her daffodils. I'm creating my vision. I like the brown, and it's actually balancing what's going on here. I think I do want to introduce some of that technique that I used here and here as well. And let's see if this one, if I just pull it straight out versus going in on a loop for that floral effect that was over there. I think I just want to just carry that chain straight through, and we'll see how that goes. I'm loving the lacing that's going on here, and that gack with the satin enamel really, I find, works the best in creating that lacing effect. So when you use the satin enamel and the gack with some Floetrol and some water, oh, that's pretty. There we go. It's breaking it up just enough rather than having this, but it's a contrast. Just creating different details. That one didn't swipe exactly had I planned, but that's okay. Just going through, carrying it out. Try not to touch the canvas. Okay, I'm going to go through and out. All right, I just want to blow this out. I don't want to blow this out this way. Try not to destroy that center, which is really pretty. Just another layer. Let's see. Just want to step back a little bit. This is the focal point, the larger of our daffodil. And I'm just going to give it just a gentle tilt. And there seems to be a lot of paint. And I'm just going to let it do its magic at this point and just wait for it to continue absorbing into the canvas, as I know it will. And I'll take you in for a close-up and let me know what you think, your thoughts. And before I do that, as promised, I'm going to show you this one, the dried effect that I had done that was inspired by Full Circle. And so that was the dried version of that by Daisy Wood. All right, so let me take you in so you can see what's going on. And here's that pretty lacing that's happening. And yes, there's a lot of paint along the outer edges of our petals. Daffodils, inspired by Kathleen Harriman's novel, The Other Side of the Looking Glass. It's actually quite pretty. And I will post a dried look on my next video. So please do subscribe to that. Look at that for a second so you can see what's going on. And some of my artwork that I have completed and that has dried. There was Jesse Frankel's Galaxy. There was Daisy Wood, our homage to our law enforcement and our military. And there once again. And all the artwork is available. Through trials and tribulations, the flame endures. In heart, a passion that assures. Be good to one another and yourselves. Thank you.